Okay, good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It is June, what is it, 22nd, I want to say. We have about, 9 more days left in the month of June. Can you believe that? It is summer officially as of yesterday. So excited to be a part of the summer. So excited to be a part of the business with Arbonne. If you guys are new, welcome. Congratulations. I know we have so many new consultants. Between the last 3 months, we have over 100 plus new consultants. So congratulations to all of you. Make sure if you have new consultants on your team that you're inviting them in to be a part of this call because a lot of them just don't know. So make sure that you're sharing that with them so that they can jump in. So I'm Christy. I am this team's National Vice President. Not for long, you guys. You guys are all going to be nations too because guess what? Going into qual for district and finishing district is the building block for you to continue on and go nation. If you can finish district, you can finish nation. And to be honest, you guys, anyone can finish district if they decide they want it. So I am going to go ahead and jump straight on into the top achievers. So every single week, we do top achievers. We do the top in sponsoring and we do the top districts. And I'm adding something new in for today. Anybody who has completed their new consultant's cash bonus. So if you are a brand new consultant, or just not a district yet, you can get your name shouted out every single week, honestly, if you finish your consultant bonus for that month, because we really want to dig in deep and make sure every new consultant is getting started off strong and that they're hitting that 2,500 plus 2 new to get that $100 cash bonus. It's a big deal. So top achievers for top sponsoring so far are Debbie Steiner. Congratulations, girl. I have to tell you, Debbie has 5 new direct, and you guys, we got to ramp this up. We want to be shooting for 10 new direct each month. So I'm super excited because we have so much time left. But Debbie has also hit her new consultant bonus for the month as well. So already has the extra $100. She's the only one who's hit the new consultant bonus so far, but I know that's about to change. But I'm so excited for you guys, for you. You're leading the front, girl. Janelle, brand new on my team. She leads the 2nd spot for top sponsor. So congratulations. She's been in Arbonne maybe 3 weeks and she has a 1-month-old baby. So you guys, anybody can do this. We just have to decide. So congrats, babe, on being the top sponsor, spot number 2 for our nation. And then tied for spot number 3 is a lot of people. So I'm not going to say names because there's like 20, but Debbie and Janelle, congratulations. And then top districts, myself, but Ruth is right behind me as a 2nd top district. And then Jen Pileski Velasquez holds spot 3. So congratulations. Amanda Johnson, spot 4. Yay, girl. I'm so excited. She's been sending me accountability sheets every single day, letting me know that she's doing her work. And obviously it's paying off, girl. Ruth Ann holds spot number 5. So congratulations to all of you for kicking butt so far in the month of June. I know we have 9 days left and a lot of you guys are finishing area, finishing district, and just go for it. Make that happen for yourself. So I'm so excited. Besides that, we have our Foster Magic, you guys. Okay, so last week I did mention that I was going to put up an image so that you could post your points underneath the image instead of having to do the tracker. It was just getting a little bit too confusing for people. So it's super, super simple. So I'm not going to shout out the points this morning because I literally just mentioned that we were going to do that this week. I'm confirming right now with all of you guys that on our team page on Facebook, it has the week 3 and the picture. Make sure today you finish up and put your points because week 4 actually starts now. So finish up week 3 and I will shout out the points just on a Facebook post. But now that we're in the routine, I will be shouting it out every Saturday morning. Okay. All right. Miss Sarah, can you go ahead and take it away? We're going to talk about announcements and then get straight on into our training.
Yes, totally. So we just have a few announcements, not a lot going on. Well, there's a lot going on, but nothing new really to report. But remember that there's the tote bag. Those are while supplies last, and I know that they are getting low. So for every consultant, your 300 QV order gets you that super cute tote bag. I got mine last week, and it's really cute. Make sure that also your wholesale consultants know about this as well. Your buying consultants, make sure that they know. Also, we have Sunday night Discover Arbonne, so be inviting people to that. And then keep in mind all of the incredible incentives, you guys. We have the incredible RVP to be challenge with Arbonne. We have the RVP to be incentive that Christy is doing with sponsoring. Also, there's the Kendra Scott. You guys, those are all on our team page and also on our website. Make sure that you're staying connected to the source, what Arbonne has going on, and also what your team has going on. And with that, we will jump right into training. So I'm going to actually share my screen. So give me a second. My computer's being a little weird today. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I am on our team website under our monthly business docs. You guys, this is kind of where we all pretty much live. After we're a new consultant, we want to go to our monthly business docs. And what we're going to be going over today is talking about if you ever feel stuck and doing a self-assessment. And we have a sheet on here that's designed specifically for that, giving yourself a monthly assessment. So if you are on the monthly doc page, under trackers, it shows strategy sesh with upline monthly assessment. So this is where if you are feeling like you're stuck in your business or you're feeling like something's missing, you know, you have the tools first and foremost to do your own personal assessment. I strongly encourage you, go over this first, look at this and ask yourself these questions, go over this with yourself first, and then plug in with your upline, because we want to be, you guys, what was our GTC theme this year? It was own it, right? We are independent consultants. We want to own our business and we want to own every part of our business, right? And it starts first and foremost with us. There's no blaming. There's no excuses. There may be reasons, but you get to choose if those are excuses or not, right? And so going through this, I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through each step of it, but I just want to point it out that this is here for you. So when you're going over your own personal assessment or you're connecting with your team, you know, making sure that we all know our why. What are our reasons why? Because if we don't have our reasons why, if that's not clearly in front of us, then we are absolutely going to fall off. The reasons are going to turn into excuses, right? The uncomfortability is not going to be worth pushing through, right? So we need to be really clear with our why. We need to have a goal set, the date on our calendar for what our goals are, and our vision, making sure that it's so clear that it's like a movie playing in your head. You guys, when we watch a movie, we get so connected emotionally to the characters, right? Who watched A Star is Born? Who was so like incredibly in connection with those characters at the end? You were like sobbing and wanted to like do over, right? This is how much our vision needs to be connected to our emotions in our mind, in our head, that we feel it, we experience it, we taste it, we can see it, we know what we're gonna wear, we know what it's gonna do for our families, right? Like it needs to be so clear. So then we're gonna go to fact finding. Looking at what's going on in our business, what's exciting you most, what do you feel is holding your back? Looking at last month, doing an assessment, looking over maybe the course of 6 months to a year, depending on how long you've been in the business. What's your sponsoring game been like? Has it been like our blood pressure, sometimes our blood sugar levels? Are you hitting like these spikes and then crazy crashes and then little blips and spikes and crazy crashes? Like we want our sponsoring to be just as consistent as our blood sugar, right? You know, I'm going to bring nutrition into this, but we don't want it to be low. We want it to be where it like high, right? Like Christy said, 10 is a minimum, right? We want our sponsoring game to be high. My personal goal is to have 10 people in the 30-day group, every single group. So that means 20 total, right? Do I hit that every month? No, that's a big goal, but that's my goal. That's what I'm reaching for, right? So going over your goals, talking about activity, asking yourself if you're consistent, what do you have on your calendar? Who are you inviting to discover Arbonne and the drinks and dreams that we have once a month to plug into with a very personal, really fun level? We need to be using those, you guys. Pack the house. Do you have anyone in DM qual? What are you doing to create a sense of urgency? Christy was talking about consultants hitting their 2,500 consultant bonus. You guys, that is huge. That is an extra $100 in their paycheck. That makes a difference when a consultant is new. Their paycheck is what keeps them coming back, right? If they're not making any money, why would they do this business? And we need to coach them how to do that, okay? Who are your next detoxers, your next consultants? Who is going for district? Who's finishing? We really need to coach people with urgency, expectancy, belief, and professionalism. You guys, this is a business. Don't be afraid to tell people how to get to the next level. That's why they're here, right? And then what actions can we coach on? Again, remembering our who, our 10 new PCs, our 2 to 3 new builders, that's consultants, you guys. I say ramp that up. And if you want to go to the next level in your business, which I think we all do, is your goal should be to personally sponsor 5 new consultants. If our goal is 5 and we hit 5, that's amazing. But we know how goals work. You have 5 and you might hit 2 to 3. But if your goal is 2 to 3, you might maybe get 1, right? So being in personal development, going over the beginning of the month checklist and end of the month checklist that's in this monthly docs. Reach out, present, follow up, repeat daily, you guys. 40 faces, 2,500 building block, 10 plus new. And if you have issues with inviting, then go over verbiage and maybe, you know, connecting with your upline. If you're having trouble closing people, you're doing a lot of one-on-ones, bring in your upline. You guys, we're here for your support. We want to be that third-party validation. Don't be afraid to pull us in. Don't be afraid because you're afraid that you might get coached, or you're afraid that you might feel like you're not enough. It's not even about that, you guys. It's about a team effort and that third-party validation. I still bring in Ruth and Christy to my one-on-ones for third-party validation. We all need it, right? So with that, you know where to find it. You know where to do your personal assessment. And I'm going to pass it over to Christy next.
I love it. You know what's so crazy? I was just sitting here watching this sheet because, you know, we created it a long time ago. That sheet, you guys, literally has the answers to why you are where you are and where you want to go. And I know there's a lot of questions, but it's really cool to figure out where are the holes. Because here's the thing, you guys, every single person can go to the top. Every single person can be a national vice president. You just have to decide if you want it or not, right? And where else in the world can I make $22,000 a month working part-time from my home office right now? Nowhere. So here's the thing. Is there going to be times where people say no? Absolutely. If they didn't say no, it would be weird. Okay. You want to go for no. The more no's you get means the more yeses you get. There's going to be people who say maybe, and there's going to be people who say yes. Our job isn't to take their answer and hold it. Our job is to take their answer and sort it. The no's, put them over here because they're probably going to say yes at some point. The maybes, put them maybe over there because maybe they need more information. And the yeses, you hold their hands and you teach them how to go district qual, and on and on and on. When you guys become a sorting machine and start getting consultants into district qual over and over and over again and teach them how to get that $2,500 cash bonus or $2,500. Don't we wish it was $2,500? That $2,500 QV equals the $100 cash bonus. Then they will be able to duplicate that too. So we talk about this, you guys, and we talk big picture when we're like, this is what we need to do. We need to have 5 new consultants. Like, all this is cool. And then people are like, I really want to do that. How do I talk to people? That's where I'm stuck. So we're talking big vision. Now we're going to talk about some mechanics. Okay. So how do you talk to people? Like, what do I say? What do I say when they say this? How do I respond? All that stuff, you guys. There is a document that Sarah's going to be going over at the end, but I want to tell you right now, write this down. In person, if you're going to go prospecting, for those of you guys who are brand new, prospecting is literally errands with a purpose. So every single week, we all as human beings have to maybe go to the gas station, the bank, the grocery store. I mean, I know there's probably many of you that buy your stuff online, so it goes to your house, but you want to get out of your house and do errands with a purpose. Write that down, errands with a purpose. Because every single place that you go, the movie theater, the hair salon, the nail salon, the restaurants, you go out with your friends, people are there. So what you get to do is we get to give this gift to every single person that we encounter. The more people you give the gift to, the faster you go. Make it a game for yourself, you guys. That's what I did, is every single time I leave the house, if a place has a door, I want to get a phone number for every door I walk through. That is my personal goal, okay? So if I'm out and about and I'm doing errands with a purpose, my goal is if I walk through a door, I'm getting a phone number. But I look for kind, helpful people who go the extra mile. You guys, you aren't looking for people who you can just get. You don't want to get people into Arbonne. You don't want people who need Arbonne because they're possibly lazy or don't want to really work or don't have a job. You want people who Arbonne would love to have, that they would love to bring into the company because they want to help other people. They have a bigger picture. You know, they want to be a part of our mission. Being a part of our mission is huge because when you are part of our mission and that's how you feel, people can feel you within 10 feet before you even open your mouth, you guys. So if you're bringing in people to Arbonne that are kind, genuine, awesome, hard workers, persistent, guess what they're going to do with their Arbonne business? They're going to be exactly that same way. So when I walk through the door, I look for people who are hard workers, who go above and beyond, who are kind, who are really doing the do. And when I'm looking around, that's who I want to have on my team. So that's the person that I talk to. Okay, so you're like, well, how do you talk to them? What do you say? Okay, so there's so many different variables, you guys, but here are some of my favorites. I offer a gift. If someone was really great, say they were a server, and you guys, we're going to role play with this, so get ready. So if you are on this call, you might end up role playing with me in a minute, okay? Say they're a server and they're awesome. I'm literally at the end of the night, I'm going to be like, you know what? You were amazing. I really loved how you did this. You were so, you refilled my drink a couple times without me asking. You obviously can see a need and know what you need to get done. I have no idea if what I do is a fit, but I have a present for you. And they're like, what? How often do you go to work and you get presents from random strangers? Basically never, right? So I'm like, I have a gift for you. And they're like, okay. So I reach into my bag, right? And I always have Fizz Sticks or, Arbonne tea or Mind Support or Digestion Plus, whatever, in my bag at all times. And I'm like, here are some Fizz Sticks. These things saved my life. They're absolutely magic. So I'm speaking with so much belief to them. You work so hard. Have one of these instead of the next coffee you're going to have. Here's the thing. The company I work for is absolutely amazing. You would be an incredible fit. You're exactly like the type of people that I work with and look for. Can I send you my information so that we can connect? Because I'd love to chat and see if it'd be a fit for you. And they're like, whoa, like usually like blown away because they're like, that is so nice. I've never received a gift at work and like, how cool. Or here's another option. A lot of times people are in a position temporarily. And so when you say to them, so you work at white, what is it? Black market, white dresses. What is it called? I forget what it is. It's like, that dress store. You know what I mean? Put it in the comments. Help. I need help. And say they're like the manager. Okay. And they're doing a great job. They're running around the store. They're kind. They're happy. White House Black Market. Thank you very much. And I'm using this example because I literally use this in that store. And I walked up to this girl and I was like, you know what? You're awesome. I was like, here's the thing. Are you working up the ladder at this store? And they're like, no. And I'm like, do you want to stay here forever? Is this kind of like your game plan? They're like, no, it's not my game plan. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I work for this amazing health and wellness company. You would be incredible. Here's my information. Can I text you my information? I'd love to chat with you for 15 minutes because I think you'd be a great asset to my company. And they're like, okay. Or I find them on social media too. Okay. So here's the thing. There's so many variables. There's people at the grocery store. There's people at the gas station. There's people at your local coffee shop. When you go shopping, like I told you some examples. So I'm actually going to bring Sarah on with me and we're going to do a couple role play examples because here's the thing. You guys are like, I want to do it, but I just don't know how to. Okay. So Sarah's jumping on. We're going to give you some examples and then I'm going to have you guys role play with me. All right. So Sarah, let's see. Sarah, I'm going to a play date and Sarah happens to be a nanny, but I don't know that. Okay. Sarah's a nanny. She's with some kids. I have my kids with me and we go to the park and I run into her. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. And there's a couple different options to this. Oh my gosh. Like, don't you love being able to stay home with your kids?
Oh my gosh. These actually aren't my kids. I'm their nanny.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, that it's so nice that you get to be their nanny, but you know, someday wouldn't it be so fun to be able to stay home with your own, or like, is that something you want? And go ahead.
It totally is. I think about, like, I love these kids like my own, but I think about how sad it is that they don't get their moms with them every day. I see how busy she is, and I know she loves them, but it makes me kind of sad. It definitely makes me want to be able to be home with them too, but I don't know if I'll be able to either.
You guys, you laugh at how easy this sounds, but literally this is what happens. And then I say, totally understand. You know what? I actually work from home. That's what I do. So I get to be with my kids at all times. Like, I have no idea if it'd be a fit for you, but are you on Instagram? Like we can connect right now, where I can text you my information. We can totally chat and see if it would be a fit for you, because when you do have kids, you could totally stay home with them too, like me, if you wanted.
Oh my God,
Right?
that's amazing. Da, 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 da.
Same scenario goes down if she's not a nanny. Say she is the mom, but she's on maternity leave. Okay. Same scenario would go down. Don't you love being able to stay home with your kids? Isn't it so great? Or being able to go to a park on a Tuesday afternoon.
Oh my gosh, yes, but I actually have to go back to work in 4 weeks. I'm kind of freaking out.
Oh no. Where do you work?
I work at KPMG, the big five accounting firm.
Holy cow. That's wild. I work from home. Do you not want to go back? Like I would be worried too. I'm sorry.
I do, but I don't know, like, there's no way that we can afford to live with just my husband's income.
Well, I mean, this might sound totally like random, but I actually work from home and I teach other women to create an extra income on the side of what they're already doing, so you don't have to go to work. Do you
Really?
want, yeah, here, I can text you my information. We can jump on the phone for like 15 minutes, or we could talk about it now, but we have our kids running around. We could totally jump into it right now and I can tell you what would be easier for you.
Yeah, no, I would love a coffee date. Plus, I would just love some kid-free time too.
Let's do it. We'll grab a coffee and we'll totally chat. Sounds good. And then you book it. Okay. If she was a stay-at-home mom and they're like, yeah, I love it, but sometimes I need like a break, you could say, oh my gosh, I get to work from home, so I get to have my kids and I get to have something that's my own. We should totally talk about it. Here's the thing, you guys. People are looking for more money, but they're also looking for something for themselves. And they're also looking for a way out. Here's the deal. Our team's incredible about talking about the products. You guys are like majorly amazing about talking about the products, but you're scared. Some of you are scared to talk about the business. Like, here's the thing. People do not go to sleep at night worried about their wrinkles. They think to themselves, I'll just get Botox tomorrow, right? They go to sleep at night thinking about how they cannot pay their rent, how they cannot pay for the preschool that they really want their child to go to, how they haven't had a vacation in 5 years and there's no way they can afford it, how they haven't even started saving for retirement and they don't even know how that's going to be possible. And if they knew about you and they knew about the Arbonne opportunity and they knew about the products, they would ditch the Botox, they would use RE9, and they would jump into this business to have something for themselves. You just have to be brave enough to say the question, to ask. When they say something, ask more questions. When they say something else, offer up what you have, okay? So that's a play date. We're gonna go over one more example, and then I want you guys actually to role play with me if you have any questions. Okay, so I've had somebody many, many times say, oh my gosh, say I get in a conversation with them and they say, oh my gosh, I love Arbonne. One of my friends sells it, okay? I love Arbonne, one of my friends sells it. Has anybody heard this said to them? Okay. And you're like, ugh, you like don't know what to do because you're like, I don't want to take your friends. But so here's a really easy way you can find out if they're actually really friends. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Has she ever let you try products, or has she ever shared the business with you? Okay. If you've not tried any products and she's never shared the business with you, you're probably either not that close or she's probably not working her business. Okay. Because in our Arbonne world, we always want to send the consultant back or the prospect back to whoever consultant was talking to them about the products in the business. But if that person has not been shared with, a lot of times people just say, oh, one of my friends does it. That does not mean their friend has shared it with them. Does that make sense? And then when you share it with them, then you can sign them up and they can be a consultant direct to you.
Christy, can you share if they did say, yes, they actually have shared the business with me?
Okay. They have shared the business with you. Then I'll say, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Was it recent? How long ago was it? Let them answer. Well, here's the thing. Like I would be honored to help you, but I really want to make sure that I'm not stepping on any toes. And since your friend did share it with you, I would go back and talk to them about the opportunity. And if by chance they can't help you, or they're no longer doing the business or whatever it might be, I would be honored and feel privileged to be able to share it with you and be able to work with you. So that way you're still maintaining the culture and sending the consultant back. But a lot of times they go back to the consultant and maybe they don't really work the business, or maybe they don't really want to do it. Sometimes people don't want to actually build. So they might be like, well, she said, I should talk to you. And then you're like, yes, okay. So here's also a side tip, and we're getting very technical on this call today. So I hope you guys are enjoying this, because it isn't just, sharing, we're getting technical. In person, when you guys meet people in person, say you talk to 5 people, you're going to probably have 1 to 2 of those people, or maybe even 3, interested in sitting down and talking with you. Okay. So that's pretty good odds, you guys. That's that's about 50% of the people, if not more. Okay. On Instagram, if you talk to 5 people in person, you'll have 2 or 3, right? On Instagram, you need to talk to 50 people to get that 2 or 3. Okay. So I need to let you know that is that difference, because there's many of us who use Instagram because we're moms or we're busy. And so we want to make sure that we're doing it that way. The cool thing about Instagram is hitting 50 people can go really quickly. That's what's really nice about Instagram, is you can reach out to 50 people really quickly. But you have to know the ratio is different than in person. And here is why. In person, you are a live person. You are real. They feel your heart. They feel who you are. They see your excitement and your passion. On Instagram, they don't know you. You're a stranger, right? So if I'm just letting you know in terms of how much, yes, if you're doing Instagram, you need to, and I love Instagram. Believe me, you guys, a lot of my team is from Instagram. Anna, Janelle, Lakin, a lot of you guys are from Instagram. But you have to ramp it up. Which is totally fine. I'm just giving you the truth so like hitting 5 people on Instagram alone is not going to get you where you want to go. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to give you an Instagram example, and then I'm going to open it up with Sarah and we're going to let you guys role play with us. Here's an Instagram example. And Janelle, I'm going to use you, my dear, as an example, because this is exactly what I said to her. I don't see her on here. I know she is, but she's on the other screen somewhere. Okay, so Janelle is a flight attendant. She also is a brand new mom, okay? When I saw her pictures on Instagram, she was pregnant, and then I saw a picture of her beautiful little girl named Journey, who was maybe a week old, okay? I reached out to her because knowing you have a week-old baby and you're a flight attendant, that is going to be very difficult to manage that job with a baby, right? So I reached out to her by voice message. I feel like on Instagram, because you are a stranger, a voice message lets people hear more of your communication, because I don't know if you knew this, but 85% of communication is actually your body language and your voice inflection. So if you're just sending a message, they're only getting 15% of the communication. So I send a voice message every time. So I sent a voice message and I was like, hey, Janelle, your daughter's beautiful. I see you're a flight attendant. I have no idea if this would be a fit for you, but being a brand new mom, I couldn't imagine going back to work, especially as a flight attendant. I work for the most amazing health and wellness company on the planet. And I teach other women to make extra income on the side of what they're already doing. I would love to share it with you. And if it's a fit, we can totally jump on the phone and I would be honored to train you and get you to where I am as well. And she, after some conversation back and forth, messaged me. She's on my team. She has about 8 new consultants direct to her. She's kicking butt. And that is the thing, you guys, is you have to ask. You have to ask, you have to follow up, and you have to do the do. Okay. So with that, I am going to, for a couple minutes, and what time are we right now? It is 9:29. So about 6 minutes-ish. So maybe 3 minutes on each scenario. If somebody has a particular scenario they'd love to jump in with in role play so that I can give you an example, please unmute yourself and or put it in the chat box and we can totally talk about it. Okay, while you guys are, yeah, tell me, let's do it.
Okay, so the other day I had this graduate college student walk into my office and she's looking for a job. And so I said, well, we're not currently hiring right now, And I'm like, but you have your resume. So she showed me her resume. She's just walking around just like a solicitor, basically.
Wow.
And yeah. And so
Driven,
I'm like,
driven.
Oh, you have, psychology. You went to school for psychology. And I seen she was from Arizona. And I go, oh my gosh, I'm from Arizona. And then she goes, you are? What part? And I'm like, Phoenix. Granted, this girl is probably like about 20 years old, if that.
Right.
And I go, well, I was like, we're not hiring here, but I am personally hiring, and I'm looking for team members, team members to join me. And you fit the profile to a T. And then she goes, what do you mean? I said, your motivation and your just willingness to walk into a business office, not knowing who's there, what's there, you coming out and reaching out like that. I go, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm getting chills. So she was like, oh, okay. And then I started asking her questions like, when did you finish school? Why did you move to Oceanside? Why this, why that, and let her answer. And so basically she was like, okay. And I'm like, why don't you, I go, can I text you my number and we can go over more information later? Because I've tried to use like, oh, give me your number and, we'll chat. That didn't work. I felt like a creepo. So she was like, okay. So I'm like, what's your number? I'll text you my number right now. So
that's exactly what I say.
Sarah gave me that trick. And I did that method and I text her. And I mean, this is where my hang up is.
Okay.
I text her the information, I text her my name and she said, thank you. And then I followed up with her literally that day. Crickets. I have not heard anything from her.
Okay.
So what would be my
What would you do?
step?
What I would do is I would message her and I'd be like, I don't know her name, but say her name. What's her name?
Diamond.
I'd be like, hi, Diamond. I was really taken back by how incredibly motivated and driven you are. I would love to share with you. Can we jump on the phone for 15 minutes? Because I really feel like if I don't share this with you, you're going to miss the opportunity that was truly meant for you. And I don't want that to happen. That's what I say. And here's the thing. You can't actually control whether they open the gift or not, but you can control if you hand them the present. And that's what I think about us as our gift, as the business is the present. So we give it to them and we can't control if they open it or not, but we can control by saying, I think you're going to like what's inside. I think we need to take a look. So that's what I would do for her. And, but everything else, my dear, oh my gosh. And you said a really good tip. I absolutely say the same thing. Let me text you my information. And I start texting them and I sometimes I'll even hand them my phone. I go, put in your info and then hit send. And they're like, okay. I don't know why by saying, can I have your phone number? That makes them worried. I don't know. But can I text you my information? Can I text you my number? Can I text you my information? Are you on Instagram? Can I message you right now on Instagram? And all of that stuff always works out really well. Okay. Last one. Sarah, Sarah, I'm going to have you on you. And then who else wants to jump in? And then I'm going to talk about Sundays because that was a question. And then we'll finish up.
I have a tip, Christy. You just kind of like made me think of what I do. Like with what Marcella was saying, like, oh, getting the person's number. I've had a lot of people say, oh, just give me your business card. Do you have a business card? And a lot of the times, if you just give a business card, people, lose it or they throw it out or whatever. It ends up in a drawer somewhere. So what I say to people is, you know what? I actually don't carry any business cards on me. Being green is super important to me in this company as well. So I have a digital business card that I can totally text you right now. What's your number? Boom. And then you just, like what Christy said, you just share your info. And actually, if you have an iPhone, if you go into your contacts, I don't know if this is the same with Android, but on iPhones, you can go into your contacts, and then if you scroll all the way up, you're going to see your name at the top, and it's going to have your card. And you go into it, and you can edit it. You can put your Instagram handle, your Facebook, you can whatever information you want to share with someone. Make sure like it'll have everything in there. So like edit it to what you want. And then when you want to share that contact info with your card, all you do is go down and hit share contact, and then you just text it to the person. And boom, they have your info, you have theirs. So just a tip.
I do the same thing, Julie. I literally say, oh my gosh, I don't have any on me. And I literally don't carry business cards with me so that I don't have to lie. But I do have business cards and I use them on specific occasions. But yes, that's a great tip. Does anyone have any other questions, like a role play, like kind of an interaction that you'd like help with?
If you guys don't have one, I'm going to do one with Sarah really fast. So you're reaching out to me. I tell you I'm vegan. Oh my gosh, I'm vegan. I'm really particular.
Oh my gosh, I have a vegan company. Have you ever heard of Arbonne?
I have, but do they test on animals? Like, I don't know. I'm really like intense about stuff and I want to make sure like everything's clean.
Oh my gosh, girl. Yes, we're vegan certified. We're cruelty free. We don't test on animals. We're also gluten free. We're non-GMO. We're toxin free. We ban over 2,000 ingredients. Girl, we are literally the best of the best. Can I share some more information with you?
Yeah, you can send me some info. That sounds good.
I'd love to do that. Okay, let me text you my number and then we can connect. And
Perfect.
then Stephanie, I just saw that you unmuted. Did you want to ask something really quickly?
Yes, actually, I just realized how to raise my hand. It's my first Zoom call.
Yay!
So I've been working in film and television for quite a few years now, and in journalism and like Vice, and how there's this network marketing and multi-level marketing, the beast, and that they talk about it being, and trying to explain that this is more of a franchise. And I'm coming against having to explain our business model a lot. And so that seems to be really important. I feel like I have to defend it as soon as I bring it up. Does anyone have that? Is that common?
That's so common. And first and foremost, what I would really strongly encourage you to do, if you haven't already, is get your hands on either the 4-Year Career or Eric Worre's GoPro, really just really growing the belief and knowledge in the network marketing industry. Because what that's going to do for you is, one, it's going to build your belief to where we don't feel that we need to defend network marketing, right? We want to be excited about it, where we're sharing from a place of belief versus defense. And because I totally know what you mean, girl. Like, I've totally been there where you're like, no, I promise it's not this, it's that, But one of the first things that I respond to, because I think one of the most common questions people will say is, isn't that one of those pyramid schemes, right? Like, it's usually under that umbrella. And I instantly go, oh my gosh, like, no, pyramid schemes are illegal. Girl, I would never do anything illegal. And then you instantly put them off to where they're like, oh, wait, what? Because most people don't even know what a pyramid scheme is, and they don't really even know what network marketing is. And so you want to build up your belief to where you have that belief inside of you, and you can share from that conviction of, oh my gosh, girl, yeah, it's not a pyramid scheme at all. What it really is an opportunity where everyone has equal playing field. If you think about corporate, for example, okay, you'll have to bear with me. I'm not super familiar with how the downline works within journalism, but I'm sure you have like an editor and an editor-in-chief or something like that, right? That's like the top decision maker. And then you have different journalists and however that plays out, right? But there's one person in charge. And the only way that that person in charge is ever going to change is if they get fired, they quit, they die, they retire, right? Whereas you can explain, like, this is equal level playing field where we all have the same opportunity to be at the top. And if you think about corporate is more of a pyramid where you've got a CEO or president at the top, you've got your senior vice president, your executive, your executive team, your middle management, and then your employees, whereas network marketing really is more of a rectangle shape where everyone has equal playing field to build and go to the top. We're also build an asset income. It's a willable income. What that means is that I'm building a business that I can pass down to my future generations or whoever I choose. Whereas right now, if I don't show up for work, I don't get paid. But with Arbonne, I can build a business that's literally an asset income. Once I pass on, my family or whoever I choose will still get paid. So I'm building a legacy as well as a current income. Does that kind of help?
Yes.
Okay. I know.
Also too, on our team website, if you were to type in search bar pyramid, there's a whole list of like answers and stuff like that. But this is just like Sarah, I go, no. And I'm like, I kind of like giggle and I'm like, what do you think a pyramid scheme is? And they're like, always like, because they're like, they don't know actually. And so they're like, where other people get paid because they're on your team is usually what they say, because that's the only thing they can think of. And I'm like, you mean like employees for a company? Like, doesn't the owner get paid for having employees in their business? I'm like, honestly, Arbonne is like Whole Foods and Amazon and Uber together. Whole Foods because we're the cleanest products. Amazon because we deliver, ship, and direct to everyone's house and we cut out all the middlemen. But Uber because I can work where I want from my phone, wherever I want, and I can make as much money as I want. Except, even better, brand ambassador style, Arbonne sends me a paycheck for helping other people succeed. So I get paid to train people too. So I think you have this confused. And then they're always like, they are confused because they are confused, right? Like, so that's the thing is they're confusing Ponzi scheme with pyramid scheme. And pyramid scheme is like, it's kind of like the Loch Ness monster. What the heck is it even that? Like, you can't even explain it because you don't know, because it isn't a real thing, right? But there are companies in network marketing, unfortunately, that have put a bad name on the industry by doing things that are not okay. But there's also restaurants that have put a bad name on the restaurant industry. There's also corporations that have done bad things. So here's the thing. I always just say, what is a pyramid scheme? And they're like, I don't know. They're like, I just heard it's bad. And I'm like, well, do you think like working for a corporation is bad? Do you think a franchise is bad? Because literally I get paid to train other people how to be successful. And the product gets drop shipped like it does with Amazon. It's the best quality product like it is with Whole Foods. And it's kind of like Uber. I get to work from my phone wherever I want instead of from my car, and I can make as much money as I want. So I'm confused right now in what you're asking and be like, no, it's awesome. And then they usually like go, okay, and they kind of like stop. Does that help?
Kind of. A lot of the people that I talk to at work, I feel like I'm like, man, do I just need to look for a different market because of where they work, and working for like Vice TV and like John Oliver, and where they actually have done segments on these, and I'm like, ooh, okay. But not Arbonne though, they're like, well, Arbonne wasn't those names of one of those companies that came up, and so
yeah. Well, if by chance they happen to, because I wanted to be a news anchor too, so I totally get the journalism world. That's what I went to school for. On success stories, is it arbonne.successstories or successstories.arbonne.com? I forget. Type it in, Sarah. Somebody does. But there's so many journalists and things like that that are NVPs with Arbonne. So what I would do is I would print for those particular people. I'd print out those success stories of like people who were on TV. Sue Cassidy is an NVP with Arbonne. Niece Davy, she's a producer. You can look up, there's a thing where you can type in like journalists, thank you, or producers or directors or actresses. And what I do with people who are a little bit more difficult, if I want them on my team, now here's the question you need to ask. Do you really want them on your team? If you want them on your team, I'd print some of those out and maybe even like Google Forbes network marketing, because Forbes talks about network marketing being the business of the future. So maybe print those two out and be like, here you go. Like, here's people who've done it. And here's how Forbes talks about this being the business model of the future. You can decide if you want to make money and have a business that's drop shippable or not. Like, that's the thing. Like, and we're at this point right now where people who are understanding it are going to do really well in life, and people who are not are going to be left behind. And so when you guys come across people who don't get it and you've given them the information and they still don't, unfortunately, there has to be journalists, right? There has to be janitors, there has to be teachers, there has to be other people. And so there's not every single person is going to join your team, and that's okay. The ones that really want to change their life, because you guys, I made great income before Arbonne. I was a VP for a huge international audio company, and $100,000 a year plus bonuses is great being 27 years old. But I make double, if not triple than that. So, and I work part-time, right? And I'm home with my kids. So ego and pride sometimes gets a part of these people, and there's not really a lot you can do besides just dripping on them positive information and love them where they're at and work with the other ones that are going to say yes, and they'll come back. I've had so many people say it's a pyramid scheme, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And literally people who become consultants and district managers and moved on and joined my team. So, you know,
Christy, you bring up a really good point about ego too. And I feel like when people are experts in a specific industry, so, you know, you may be appealing and talking to someone's ego versus like their genuine question, right? And so like, even with like trainers, esthetician, hairstylist, makeup artist, people that you think, oh, this is a perfect fit for them, right? You're coming up against their ego. And so what I do when I'm coming up against someone's ego is I play into that, and I ask them, I'm like, you know what? Can you do me a favor then? I would love your feedback because you're a professional in this industry. I would love to get your feedback on this. Would you do me a favor and look into it and let me know what you think about it? So they're thinking that, oh, I'm going to tell her what's what. And then they actually research it and go, oh, this is actually legit, or, oh my gosh, these products are actually really good. You know what I mean? So appeal to that ego sometimes, but definitely, like Christy says too, sometimes the ego you can't appeal to and it's too much and you're like, okay, moving on, right?
And two, I heard this at a training a long time ago. I know we're going way over, so if you need to skedaddle, you guys can. But at one of the trainings, they said one time that in Arbonne, we get a white Mercedes-Benz, right? And we get the paycheck of $5,000 to $12,000 to be a regional vice president. And not everybody can be a regional vice president because not everybody can get out of their own way. He said, but I think it was a he or she, I don't remember. But the person said, if every single person said yes to Arbonne, we wouldn't get a white Mercedes, we would get a white bicycle. So we have to understand that there's going to be people who say no, and there's going to be people who don't get it. And that's why the sorting of the yes, no's, and maybes comes into play, where you just provide honest, like, information. And when I'm playing into them, I'll be like, you're the expert in this field. I've been, working with these products for this long. Here's an article for this. Here's a this for this. Here's a this. And I actually will provide some of the information for them because I'm leading where I want them to go. But any of that stuff, you guys, it's all on the source. More sources are on our website, and you can ask our upline too. So with that, you guys, I'm just going to do a quick call to action, right? Call to action. So you guys know that talking to people is the lifeblood of this business. Sponsoring will follow QB. So don't look at the numbers, look at how many people you're qualifying into the business as a PC or consultant. Whatever you do with that, the numbers will follow. So I'm going to give you a call to action, and I want to do an Instagram and I want to do an in-person. I would like to see who gets 2 in-person phone numbers over the weekend, okay? And I would like to see who can at least book 1 to 2 one-on-ones from Instagram. Any single one of you that does that, I have 4 strawberry fizz left. The first 4 people who get it done, you get a strawberry fizz, okay? All right, you guys, have an amazing weekend. So excited for you. And don't forget the sponsoring challenge. Yes, you guys, look on our page for all the incentives. Love you all. You got this. I hope we gave you some good tips today. Mwah. We'll see you soon. Bye.